Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. As we move not only a week away from the Forest Wood Cup over in Hot Springs, but 1 week away from our 17th anniversary for doing this show. 17 years. That's hard to believe. Yeah, listen to that. Yeah. Me and Ron Wong were we were in our veteran years, and the next guest was just a pup. You know, he was 3 years into his career as he celebrates his 20th year this year, and so we're looking forward to talking to Mark Rose. You know, you folks know I've got a partiality to Mark, have for a long time, but we've not only is my man over there, Ron's here, but also we got somebody with authority on the other line too. From
somebody that knows, right?
Yeah, somebody that knows. Joe Opager is in there from the FLW. So, Joe, you verify everything that we say to all these 6 guests today, okay?
All right,
but
I will do.
But I know this next one, so I'm not going to tell all the stories about him. But other than, and I know Ron will say the same thing, I can't be more prouder of any young man, and he's still a young man to me, for what he has accomplished in his career, where he started, where he went to, and where he is. And he still takes that cap off and rubs his red head every time he gets a chance. And he talks of his love for God. And that's our good friend Mark Rose. Hey, Mark, good morning.
Hey, Larry, good to be with y'all. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. And, well, tell us, we're a week away. Tell us a little bit about this year and the honor that you won and how you feel about your game going into the Cup next weekend.
Well, first of all, thanks for the kind words at the beginning. I feel good. It's been a blessing over years, like you said. I started fishing in 1999.
Yeah.
You were right over there I think you covered that event
I
over
did.
on the pyramid.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I had a lot to learn in 20 years, and I've traveled all over the country, got my brains beat out a whole lot. Different regions, different species, different parts of the country, different times of the year, lakes, rivers, you know, all of that. I had so much to learn. I've been a student of the sport, and then 20 years later to be, you know, being crowned with Angler of the Year, it's pretty special. It's a blessing. It's something I don't take for granted, and I wouldn't trade how I got here for anything, because it was a lot of hard knocks for a lot of years, and then to be able to reap the rewards. You know, all I ever asked the good Lord for when I started this was for me to make a living, and to now be crowned Angler of the Year, just it's pretty special. Been a long road, but it's rewarding.
And it's still a lot of hard work, isn't it, Mark? I mean, if you're going to do well in this highest level of bass,
you can't drop off.
You got to keep. You got to keep on keeping on each and every day, don't you?
Yeah, you better not ever feel like you got the sport of professional bass fishing figured out.
Right.
You know, you can practice free throws in a heated or a cool gymnasium, and you can get that pretty dialed in, and you can practice your golf swing. You can do a lot of things, but fishing, dealing with the weather and factor, the unseen, you know, under the water that we don't, you know, I really think fish have ears sometimes, and whenever I hear people talk about on stage, they got them dialed in, or they gonna catch them tomorrow.
Right.
I kind of laugh at those guys.
Yeah.
And I always look for where they finish the next day.
Right.
Because the fish will plot against them.
Yeah, they will. Yeah.
You know, dock talk is something you got to let it go in one ear and out the other. And Mark, you know, you couldn't do all of this without a wonderful family who travels around with you when they can. I know I'll see them there in Hot Springs, and then your sponsors.
And well, don't forget now, and his dog. The dog will be there, right, Mark?
No.
That's right.
Really?
Yes.
Cool.
Lily is a part of Team Rose Outdoors.
That's it.
All right.
There you go.
And, you know, hey, for all of you around the Memphis-Mid-South area, you can identify Mark's family because they're going to have their Team Rose T-shirts on, and they'll stand out in the crowd. Go up there and talk to them.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
We got a new member of the Team Rose Outdoors now. We got another dog. My oldest daughter has a Labradoodle named Bruiser. So we got
a Labradoodle named Bruiser.
So Natalie now has her a dog.
Golden Doodle, not a Labradoodle.
Oh, it's a golden doodle. Okay. To go with your Labradoodle. So
Natalie has her a dog.
Yeah, and that's the family thing about it. And Joe, I got to ask you. You listen to Mark. When you think of Mark, I think you got to look at this guy as a guy that really represents the FLW, right?
Absolutely. We couldn't ask for a better ambassador of the sport and for FLW. I mean, to have Mark go out and have the season he did last year, with his first the first man to ever win 2 tour events back-to-back in a row.
Right.
And then to come back this year and now claim his first Angler of the Year title. I mean, it's been quite the role for Mark. It's been a lot of fun to watch as a fan. And, I've never worried when I put Mark Rose on the radio that he's going to say something silly. So he's a great ambassador for the sport and someone that we really appreciate fishing with FLW.
And, Mark, you're going for your 12th time in the Cup. And I know you're going to one of your lakes that you just love to fish. You have such success there. So I'm being kind of funny here. The way I understand it, Lake Ouachita is a tough place. So
I was about ready to say, Larry, do you know where we're going?
Yes.
I thought we were going to a different venue.
No. So talk about that, and Ron will get some questions in on that too. But talk about going to Ouachita.
Well, if anybody reads my angler profile,
Yep.
they will find that everybody always wants to know what's your biggest weakness on there, and that's one of the things listed. And I said deep grass, deep clear grass, pretty specifically. And that's just something that I don't really like. It's it's so random. It's hard to pass. I like being able to see down where my transducer shoots and gives me a return off of the bottom and everything in between. Whereas grass, so much stuff can be living down in there. It's like a jungle, and it won't shoot through there and give you a return of what's inside the grass. So it just makes it real difficult to use your electronics, which is something that I really like. But grass fishing is a part of this sport. It's something that you gotta to be a versatile angler. And I am getting more used to it. I like it. I study it and learn the nuances of it. So I'm looking forward to Ouachita. It's going to be a tough tournament, but that's because any place in August is going to be tough. Lake Ouachita and the people of Hot Springs are good people. It's a great place to have a big championship event like this. It's going to be good. People are going to catch fish. There will be a winner crowned, and I'm the guy that's there will be one little deal with the deal in italics that will be going on that week at Lake Ouachita next week, and I just hope I'm the one that finds that deal, because somebody will figure it out.
Yeah,
that's right.
It'll be something simple, and they'll catch the bigger ones. There will be a lot of fish caught, but it's going to be it's a 3-day event now, where it used to be a 4-day event.
That's right.
So I used to kind of play the marathon deal and catch light weights and try to be there in the end, but now you got to catch bigger weights.
You absolutely do. And Mark, you're going to have a chance to put to good use your Lew's Ledge Series Mark Rose signature rods.
Is that what he's going to use, you think?
I would hope
absolutely.
so.
Oh, I bet he better. He better.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
That and a Lew's Hypermag with Seaguar fluorocarbon is just a good. I'm going to be using those offshore fishing rods because I hope I'm going to be offshore fishing. That's my strength. That's what I look for in the summertime. So I'm going to be applying those and putting them to good use.
Mark, you have a signature spinning rod that you call a drop shot rod, but it's heavier than most because you're using it for deep drop shotting, and that may work well there at Ouachita.
Yep, and it's not called a drop shot rod. It is called an all-purpose ledge spinning.
Mm-hmm. All-purpose.
But it's drop shot is in that all-purpose umbrella. Along with shaky heading and all the Nico rigging and everything you can do with a spinning rod. It's just a great
one of my favorites. Absolutely.
Yep. And you talk about I read a story that it's a great story on the FLW website by David Brown that he sat down with you, Mark, and you talked about having fun. Now you got to admit this is not just any tournament. So there's good and bad in this thing, but you still want to have fun, don't you?
I do, Larry. A lot of people ask what I do in between tournaments, and they say, where do you like to bass fish in between? And I was like, I don't.
That's
I
right.
like the crappie fish. I like the bluegill fish.
Yeah.
I like to fish with my girls. And the reason being is because I said a long time ago, I'm going to try my best not to get burnt out on this sport early.
Yeah.
And one way that I have strategically planned not to happen is that I don't spend a lot of times in between times bass fishing. Like when I left St. Clair, I haven't been bass fishing not one time. Everything on my rods, I'm working on them tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah.
But everything on there is the stuff I had tied on from St. Clair. And so I'm going to have to. But I don't get burned out that way. And I think you can spend too much time on the water. Now, early on, if anybody's listening, to me right now, and you're getting started in bass fishing, that's not good words of advice.
Yeah.
But if you're midway in your career or in the area that I'm at right now, then I think we've spent all that time. I think the time that you can spend away from it helps you to have fun when you do go. Because I want to go. FLW is such an awesome tournament trail. We have good people, the staff. We all have fun. We're like a big family.
Yeah.
Anybody that's looking for a tournament trail, take a good look at FLW, because starting in the grassroots, what they offer right up BFLs on through the coast,
it's just great.
You just have lots of fun. It's
fun
people, and there's fun fishermen fishing. And
well, tell that to Wong, would you? I mean, he goes to this tournament and runs around and wears himself down by Sunday. He's more tired than the anglers themselves.
Oh, by the way, Mark, the crappie are still biting at horseshoe.
Oh, well he's...
See, even the camera guy, the media guys are fun. They like
see there?
Fun.
Yeah, well...
TV guy, everybody.
All we care about is Lake Walter over there at
Well, we're going to have fun there, too.
That's right. That's Mark's new lake that he dedicated to his granddad. But, hey, Mark, thank you, buddy. Ron will be over there representing us next weekend. And
I'll sure be glad to see you there.
Just watch. Don't cut back on all those sweets and all that snack stuff. Get your body ready, okay? All right.
Well, I've been working on that. Not all of it, but most of it.
Okay, all right. And one thing before we let him go, Wednesday night, before this, we just found out from Joe that Mark and his good buddy Gary Bohannon will be throwing Greg Bohannon. We're going to be throwing out the first pitch at Stevens-Dickey Ballpark in my hometown of North Little Rock, Arkansas, on Wednesday night when the Arkansas Travelers play. So do good for us, Mark. Okay, make sure somebody gets a video of your pitch. I like to see that. Okay.
Thanks. Everybody, come see the ball game and come to FLW. It'll be a great week of good times.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you. All the best.
Thanks, Mark.
All right. Let's take a break. Joe's going to hang on with us, and we're going to switch from Mark Rose to Jeff Sprague, and I can't wait on Outdoors with Larry Ray.